Hello and welcome back to Tattoos, Cards and Games for another entrance to our deck testing series. On the left we have James Bolsh running a Braska 4-colour deck, and on the right we have myself running Hara's World's Refia control deck. Taking high roll and James gets it. So this matchup, I'd never played against this deck before, didn't know what to expect. He just told me it was a Braska deck. I've actually only been back in the game playing myself for about 4 months, so you'll probably notice some slight misplays on my side, notably missing triggers. I'm, like I said, just back into the game, so I'm picking it back up though, getting there bit by bit. Right, so on the left, first turn we saw James has played into a Lena backup. This Lena allows him to draw a card for the cost of 1 and tapping her. You can only use the ability if you've cast a summon in the same turn. Over on my side, discarding what looks like a brilliant deer for a Luneth, and then discarding my Refia to play into my Lena. The good thing about this Lena is I'm pretty sure at this point I'm already holding the special, so I know I'm going to be able to bring that Refia back pretty quickly. Okay, so James, turn 2, playing into his Tyro. This is going to allow him to search into any forward that he wants, and it's also going to help fix his colours for his backup line. So I imagine he's just going to go straight for a 4-colour. It's the usual choice. Oh, well, actually, I say it's the usual choice. He's not running Refia. I am. So, no, he's actually gone for the Arc. So this is the Arc that when it enters the field, you can reveal the top 5 cards of the deck, add 1 fire, earth, or water card among them to your hand, return the others to the back. And also, if there are 4 or more different elements of forwards you control, he gains 2k. Right, so back onto my turn. Oh, throwing my cards about. So here we see, right, looks like I'm getting ready to pay 6. So I imagine we're going to see me playing into that Sarah FFL. It's going to let me search into 2 Job Warrior of Lights. Which means I'll be able to get another backup, and I'll probably pull out the 4-colour, yep, straight away. And then, yeah, I imagine I'm going to take a backup as well. Krill, yeah, there we go. Looks like I'm getting ready straight away to pitch 2 to play that Krill, or at least thinking about it. No, just pass. Right, so back to James. He's got 4 in hand, draws another Tyro, and look like, was that another 4-colour? Yeah, looks like it was. So pitching the Tyro, paying the 2, playing into that Arc, so that's going to trigger the effect now. So you can actually see the Braska that he's running there, the fire forward. So I imagine from this turn he's probably going to take a Mist Dragon or the Warrior of Light. But having the Warrior of Light already in hand, I imagine it's going to be the Mist Dragon. Yeah, I mean, James knows how important it is to take away my break zone, so if we see play into that pretty quickly, I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm talking as if it's not me playing the games, although obviously it is, but I can't actually remember the ins and outs exactly of how these games went. I only get a quick run through of them before I commentate them, just to line the cards up. Okay, so it looks like... Oh. Yeah, it looked like I was going to opt to pay 4. Probably having a change of heart. No? So opting to pay 4 out of hand. Obviously, when Krill enters, it allows me to bring a summon back. So you see that happen there. And then, oh, there we go. That would be why. Because I played the Leonard special to bring that Refia back. All before James had time to misdragon my break zone. He probably felt it was too early. Not enough value. But, yep. I just wanted to get that Refia back so quickly, because now obviously I'm sitting on 4 Warrior of Light backups, so costing her ability is just going to be really easy from this point. It's easy to remove Refia, but not so easy to remove the backups.
Yours? Oh, yeah, yours. I don't have hay.
Oh no,
Oh,
it's
shit.
so awkward.
Okay, yeah.
You can cut the video. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so at this point we're not just randomly wiping my entire board. What happened was Gareth was just about to leave. We were playing in Basin, so Gareth was about to leave and I was on his playmat. So you just see me slide over another playmat so we can carry on the game.
No, you can't have that. You're asking too much now. Oh, even better. There you go, dude. Right, where am I? Just put that to the bottom of your deck. Did I just pass turn?
Literally, we're just trying to work out what we were doing. It's on James's turn right now. He's in his main phase 1. So just waiting to see what he plans to do here. I'm taking his time, just having a think. Probably likely he's suffering for backups.
I really need like a Tyro or something.
Me just saying I need a Tyra. Obviously, I've got the 4 Warrior of Lights, but I'm 1 short colour fix for Warrior of Light. Right, so here we see, yeah, with tap 2, he's just been in his limit break zone. So yeah, it's going to be pitch 2, Luna Freya, most likely. Yep. Yep. So yeah, it's going to allow him to look at the top 5 cards of his deck and add 1 to his hand. Trigger an EX if he wants to. I imagine he's looking for backups.
Get you moving a bit.
Let's take the Leviathan and put that in your hand, and I'll add Sophie for my brain zones.
Right, so yeah, he opted the Leviathan. I suppose having the EX is, you know, too much of a temptation.
No one use Octagon. I go on Octagon like almost every night. It'll take you 10 minutes.
So with that EX triggering off of the Luna Freya, I don't know if I was supposed to draw from my my Lena. Yeah, so yeah, I should have drawn from the Lena. But I think, like as I say, where I'm kind of like new back to the game, relearning all of these cards as I'm kind of going. I think I piloted this specific Hara deck a handful of times, and I'm still missing little things. So I'm probably going to keep missing that Lena trigger, which is going to trigger people, I'm sure, but you know, it's all part of the learning. Now I'm watching it back, I probably won't miss those triggers in the future. Right, so we're playing a Noctis. Noctis is going to let you choose a forward in your break zone and add it back to your hand. Now, as I say, I imagine James is hurting for backups, so I don't know whether these are up for protection or you know, he's just trying to find something to play. Obviously he knows that Refia's back in my hand, so I suppose putting 2 on the field is pretty relevant. What are we going for? What are we going for? It looks like James very graciously has allowed me to fix my costing. Yeah. yeah. Well, did I change that? And then change it again? Back to what it was? I don't know. I probably left the Lena up and then realised I needed the Luna to cost fire. Okay, so I pitched the Warrior of Light for wind, tapped the Luna for fire. James knows what the trigger's happening. He knows what trigger's happening. He's taking advantage of it. Well, I say taking advantage, making the most before I make him start ditching cards by playing cards. So he turns off the Refia. So he knows that his guys, obviously, they're not going to get taken away. Or at least one of them's not going to get taken away this turn. Okay, so in his hand it looks like Varn, Mist Dragon, Leviathan, and is that Sophie? Is it Sophie?
Not really worried about my break zone right now. What's Sophie doing?
Yeah, there we go. You just heard it. It's Sophie. So I think the obvious ditch here is just get rid of that Leviathan. I don't really care if he's using the Varn to reactivate his stuff. I'm not that fussy about my break zone at this point in the game. So, yeah, Leviathan's the option. And then there we go, perfect. We see he drew into the Lulu backup. So straight away, get rid of that. Stops him from colour fixing, which is going to keep me at an advantage. James probably cursing me for doing that. Oof. Hits a Zidane in the damage. Can't make it up.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just acknowledging what happened.
I can take 2 of them.
Okay, he's paying 7, so we're going to see a Shantoto. And there goes my board. This is the play that James didn't want me to rip him apart about, because obviously the forwards, he forgot to go to combat before he Shantoto'd, which would have put me at 2 points of damage. But it's just an unfortunate miss. Sometimes things like that, you're thinking ahead, and you just, well, I say you're thinking ahead, or you're thinking with your hand. You know, you just do it, and then you think, oh, why did I do that? But it happens. We all do it. Okay, tap in 3, play another Refia from hand, move to combat, reactivate the Warrior of Lights, tap in 3 again. What are we going to see? No, change my mind, don't want to do that. So what are we doing? Well, we know he can't chant Toto again, so it probably makes sense just to start getting forwards out now. Right, digging through the limit break, and looks like I had the same thought as James. So playing into a Noctis is going to let me bring back one of those Warrior of Light from the grave.
Doesn't matter who my target is then.
Oh, unless James goes and Miss Dragons my break zone. Great response from James. Now, okay, so me tapping those cards after was me paying the cost. For some reason, I put that summon into the break zone. That summon should have gone out of game, because technically I would have paid the cost before Noctis entered the field. So yeah, it shouldn't actually be in my break zone. That's another miss. Looks like we both haven't picked that up. Okay, so James playing into his Zidane of his own, getting rid of my Warrior of Light. Move into combat, so we can reveal the hand again.
The Warrior of Light's removed from the game.
No, I'm just having a look to see what's removed. What this is?
Yeah, the one that was just done from your hand. Yeah.
Oh, they go out again.
Yeah, so that's just
So yours went out. Oh, yeah.
James reminding me. Obviously, Zidane's effect puts the forward out of game, not out of hand. Drop the Faris.
Yeah, let's go with the Faris.
Yep. Otherwise, he's going to come in and deal 7k. And we see an Amat on the first point of damage on my side. Okay, so now it looks like I'm holding 2 King Tycoon. I'm going to want to get one of those out in case I see my third and last Warrior of Light. Because I'd like to be able to play that. Unfortunately, James has removed 2 of them from the game already. I mean, this deck, I don't think is focused at all on being able to play Warrior of Light. It's just focused on keeping your opponent disabled and, you know, chipping points of damage through. You know, every time they play something out, just try and remove it with Refia and then chip a bit of damage. So yeah, King Tycoon drew me into what did it? It drew me into my other Faris.
I haven't. So let's do the Faris thing.
Yeah, so here, play the Faris. So that's going to deal 1k to the board, and then when a Warrior of Light takes damage, it chooses a forward, deal it 3k. So obviously with Refia and Faris as Warrior of Lights, that's going to deal 6k to Zidane plus the 1k, which is, you know, that's just going to see him gone.
Have you gone to combat?
No.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, let it do its thing. Yeah.
Okay, so it's what, 4K to that? Oh no, it's 3.
Yeah, I think I forgot
Yeah,
about my
so-
Refia. So yeah, we're just
So 7.
clearing up the board.
Um, combat.
Okay, so move to combat, reactivate those Job Warrior of Lights.
Attack with Refia.
Ping. And we see a Kusith on James's damage. So he's going to be able to bring a forward or a backup in his break zone back to his hand. Now this night, I played multiple games against James. And every single game, I think one of the decks he was running, it was like a 6 EX deck. It had 6 EX bursts. And he hit like 4 of them in a row. Game 2, exactly the same. Just he kept hitting his EXs. And then there you see, he turns over, hits another Kusith, 2 in a row. So now he's bringing back his Zidane as well. Yeah, so jammy. It made me proper salty. Oh no, so did he take back a full colour? A full colour, not a Zidane. I suppose he's thinking he's one element off of being able to cost it out. Shanto obviously being able to cost for anything, and Tyro doing the same.
The activation.
Me there just noting that I needed to draw for the Warrior of Lights reactivations. Otherwise I would have missed it.
So much anymore.
I think I when I was saying just there was it was a relevant card, but it's not anymore. I think that's because I drew into my Mist Dragon.
Yeah, what I was looking for.
Not that I could have responded to the EX,
Battling of the Warrior.
but I could have emptied his break zone by now,
I don't play the
and those EXs wouldn't have done anything for him. And just passing turn. Okay, so he's going to play Kukulane, which is going to turn off the Refia and allow him to draw a card.
I'm going to remove a Earth summon and a Water summon.
response.
Yeah, here. No, I think I'm responding to something, but I'm not. What James is doing is actually removing an Earth summon and a Water summon from his break zone. I thought he was playing an Earth summon, but what he's doing, he's removing them from the break zone to reduce the cost of Une. Because Une states when paying the cost for Une, you can remove a total of 2 Earth and or Water summons in your break zone from the game to reduce the cost to Une by 2. Also, when Une enters the field, you can choose up to 1 forward opponent controls and 1 backup opponent controls and return them to hand. So we're likely going to see... Oh, I think he chose Krill. I'm surprised he chose Krill. Not surprised he chose Refia. So it looks like I missed a response there. When he played Une and returned the Refia, I could have responded with Refia's ability to put that Une back to the bottom of the deck. There we go, so playing Refia back out. Getting rid of the 3rd King Tycoon to do it. Oh, no. Changed my mind, getting rid of the krill. I think at this point I've more or less accepted that I'm not going to be playing a Warrior of Light this game, as in a name Warrior of Light.
Right.
It does make me wonder why I wanted to keep green in my hand. Yeah, probably for Arc. I was trying to think what I'm running that's green and why I would need it in my hand.
Combat.
But then I have King Tycoon, so
Refia's ability.
Bottom of the deck, yeah.
yeah, so there is a very obvious misstep. I've mistaken the King Tycoon for a Warrior of Light. That's pretty embarrassing. I think it's where I've just got rid of Krill, and I was so used to tapping my only 4 before he came in that it's just I've missed that, and unfortunately James has missed that and put the Une to bottom of deck. So technically this game is by default scrapped, but like I say, and I've said it in other videos, it's a learning channel, so I will carry on with the commentary for this video and I will post it. I think it's just as important to show people misplays as it is to show people correct plays and good plays. Otherwise, you can't. It's hard to learn. If you don't see people making mistakes, you can't learn from that. Like, if you're just watching constantly people doing everything right, doing everything perfect, like, it's great. Like, it shows you how to do it, but missteps are a part of the process of learning, and I think it's very important. Like, and you shouldn't be embarrassed. It's just learning. Okay, so we're holding another krill anyway. So when krill enters, it brings back a summon again.
Choose one summon in your break zone and edit your hand.
Okay, I think I see what James is about to do. So he's going to Miss Dragon my break zone so that I cannot bring a card back for krill.
Ouch. Pass control.
I think getting rid of James's Lulu, I think that is probably what changed this game. Because at no point he's not been able to colour fix to be able to play his Warrior of Light, and he's been that one element away the whole game. So I think me opting to get rid of the Lulu is probably what really changed the tide. Well, I say changed the tide. It's really staggered his side of the field. So yeah, here we go. So we're digging by playing a Leo, drawing a card. Looks like we're about to pay 5, or at least thinking about it. You know, to be fair, yeah, you know what, I'm thinking, yeah, so he's playing Refia. When Refia enters the field, you may search for up to 1 job summoner and up to 1 summon that don't share elements and add them to your hand, so it brings you 2 cards. So job summon, he's searched into his Braska. I imagine he probably really wanted to see this like earlier, like quite a bit, but oh, and there an Asuna, is it Asuna? Brought that back as well. Right, so actually, just by having that fourth backup, James is now colour fixed. So he must have been not seeing any backups this game, because he only needs earth and water, because the other two, they generate anything. So technically now, any turn he could play Warrior of Lights. It's just such a shame that he must have gone this whole game without seeing any backups. And then the one that did come along, I outed with Zidane. Right, so Braska. Braska's special ability, by discarding a card in... Basically, you can play his special by discarding a card, specifically discarding a summon, instead of discarding a card named Braska as part of the cost. So, like, for example, his ability is Summon, which is cost special, choose one for deal at 7k. You can just discard a summon instead of a card named Braska, which is, you know, real handy. But yeah, because look, it looks like he got rid of the Refia, so... Oh look, I finally see a Tyro. Too late to the party, boy. So, there we go. Play a Kusith, which is going to bring me back that Refia. Tap 3, enter Refia. Move to combat, reactivate everything. Other than King Tycoon. Yeah, it looks like we are learning. And we get to draw, yeah. Thanks for the reminder, James. We're there, just reminding me. So, yeah, tap 1, Kusith, turn off the Braska. At this point, I think it's a bit insult to injury, but I'm just covering myself. Playing the Warrior, the Refia ability there. Just going to get rid of that limit break card. And swinging in for 7k. Bearing in mind the Braska's only a 5k forward. So allowing the arc to go through, choosing to block the Noctis, and actually using the Tyro to bump the forward by 2k, which a lot of the times I don't even notice that ability on the card. To be honest, it's mainly for the search card and colour fix. But yeah, very relevant for 5 points of damage, you know. Let's see what James pulls out of the hat.
I am going to pay for...
What are you doing? I haven't passed you.
Ah, there we go. And we... Right, so at this point, James hasn't actually played his card. I can see and I know what he's holding based on his draws and stuff and what the deck's got in it. Anyway, so I know whatever he's about to do is going to bring something back from the break zone, and then I preemptively try to miss Dragon his break zone, but because it's main phase 1, I have to allow him to go through the steps, and now I'm just showing whatever you do, I am going to miss Dragon your break zone. Yep, so we see the Terra EX. When Terra enters the field or is put from the field to the break zone, choose a summon in your break zone, add it to your hand. During this turn, the cost required to cast your next summon is reduced by 2. All summons in the break zone cannot be removed from the game by your opponent's summons or abilities, but as it was response, they go. And that's it. So, thank you for tuning in for another game from Tattoos, Cards and Games. Keep an eye out anyway, because there will be some new information coming up soon, but we will add it on to one of our next videos. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled and hope you enjoyed it. Thanks guys, take care.